Absolute dynamite. Oh my goodness. Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in beautiful Phoenix in Arizona. With me I've got legendary coach, trainer Freddie Roach. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm good, and enjoying myself being in here in Phoenix.
Phoenix, nice place.
Lovely place, nice and quiet. I like the vibe in here.
I used to live here.
Did you just live here, did you?
Yeah, I lived here for 2 years. I fought out of Phoenix, and Eddie Fudge lived here also, and I fought actually right down the street.
Oh, really?
Not
a street fight, was it?
No, there's auditorium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a Mexican movie house, and they put the ring on the stage, and they had all the fans on one side. It was great.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well, let's talk about the reason why we're here. I mean, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yes.
You've had him in your gym, you've been training him. How's you looking?
He's doing well.
Yeah,
he's doing quite well. Yeah, we had a nice workout last night, and the weight's getting close, and everything's coming into play.
There's no secret about how Julio, you can drink your coffee if you want, Fred. There's no secret that Julio has trouble with his weight and stuff like that. I mean, everybody in boxing probably knows that by now. But it seems for this fight against Danny Jacobs, he's got the right mindset going forward. Is that fair to say?
We've been close to the weight for a while now, and it's still a little bit of a struggle though. But the thing is, it's just part of the game. Who doesn't struggle with weight nowadays?
Exactly.
I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of fighters out there, and cutting weight is very difficult, and people don't realize how severe cutting weight is. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, well, definitely. Been around boxing, you see fighters struggle, how dry they look in their face and stuff like that. So, sticking on Julio, is this a make or break fight for him and for his career, or do you think he can come again if he loses against Danny Jacobs?
No, this is make or break.
Make or break,
I think. Yeah, he needs to win this fight, and he's very capable of winning this fight. I feel. I know Jacobs really well. I used to train Jacobs. I trained him for a while, and I know him very well. And he's got a new team now also, and new teams sometimes struggle.
They haven't gelled yet.
They haven't gelled yet, and he's like working the corner and so forth. And, you don't want to step on too many toes because you don't know this guy that well yet. First fight with a new fighter is always a difficult one. So I think we have a good chance in this one.
I mean, Danny is stepping up, so he's going to fight on fight night. I'd imagine that Julio's going to be a big 168. So Danny's going to come against somebody who's going to be a big super middleweight.
He'll come up big also because he's always coming to weight, and he looks a little big right now. I mean, at the face-off yesterday, they're both pretty big. Yeah, about the same size.
As you say, you've trained Danny Jacobs, you've trained Julio. What kind of fight can we expect between these two guys then?
Hey, boxer and a puncher. It's a great fight. It's two. What they both do should add up to a great fight. You've got a fighter and a boxer, and it's gonna gel right together. I feel it's gonna be a great fight.
I mean, you say you've lived in Phoenix 2 years. I mean, I don't know what I know that they've got a baseball team here, they've got a basketball team here, they've got an American football team here. So Eddie said there's going to be 10,000 tickets sold at this arena on Friday night. I mean, does that show you how good a sports city Phoenix is and how much they get behind?
They do get behind sports here very, very well. And when I fought here, no matter where it was always a full house. And they have a lot of sports fans here in Phoenix, and it's a great place. I mean, I actually miss this place sometimes, and I think about moving back here.
Oh, really? To be honest, I said to somebody this morning.
I could live here.
Yeah, that's what I said to somebody this morning. I could live here because walking the streets this morning, it was so quiet and peaceful. Yeah. It's not like New York or LA. It's just like you're probably the only one on the street. There's no cars on the road. Yeah. There's nothing. I've really enjoyed myself since I've been here.
Yeah, it was a great place to live. I was an electrician here for 2 years.
You've done it all, Freddie.
I've done it all. Electrician. But the thing is, I didn't have a manager, but I took care of myself, and I got a job.
Definitely.
And I fought. After I fought, I have to go to work.
There you go. See, that's that. Nobody knows the hardships of a boxer that hasn't made it yet. I want to talk about a fight that happened 2 weeks ago. A fighter that you've trained before is Andy Ruiz Jr. I just want to get your thoughts on his rematch with Anthony Joshua and the fact that he came in at almost 300 pounds, 285 pounds. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I was saying that Joshua needed to lose some of that muscle and so forth, and it looks like he did, and he got a nice jab out there. And he went back to like when he won the gold medal at the Olympics, and he won the fight with the jab. I mean, and that was key to the fight. And Andy Ruiz just couldn't get his combinations off with him, and he just threw him one punch at a time. Usually Andy throws beautiful combinations and so forth, but I think the weight gain was too much. And
Andy's weight gain. I mean, he came in
it was too much, and he came up, and it was just one shot at a time. He couldn't get the guy to exchange with him, he just won. He won the fight with a simple jab, and that was I believe his game plan going in. Just use the jab, because if he threw the 1-2, he'd fall into danger there. But the jab was safe, and it was right there all night long, and he looked good. He boxed well.
Was that fight all about who got the tactics right at the night? I mean, Andy, as you said, Joshua boxed on the jab all night on the back foot and kept it for 12 rounds. Was that just a tactical fight that went Joshua's way?
I believe so. Very good game plan, and that's how to beat a guy like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a guy that you know as well, Tyson Fury Wilder, you were in the corner for the first fight. This final question before I let you go and enjoy that coffee, because you're probably really going to enjoy that coffee. The rematch is happening in Vegas, well, penciled in for Vegas. I mean, how well do you think Tyson will do in this rematch, or do you see a repeat? Well, not a repeat, but do you think Wilder will pull it off this time? Or
well, Fury? I'm just not sure. He fired his coach, and he went with a whole new lineup. Emmanuel Stewart's relative, because he wanted Emmanuel Stewart, and it's not Emmanuel Stewart, believe me. But it's how well will he get along with his new guy? How can they gel together that quickly? First fight, it's always a rough one, because you don't really know each other that well. Well, I wish him well. He's always been nice to me. He's a good guy, and I'm a big fan of his, and I think he's maybe the best heavyweight in the world today.
Definitely. Well, I won't keep you much longer, Freddie. I've got to say thank you for doing this Firefield TV, and I'll let you go and enjoy that coffee. Thanks very much, Freddie. Thank you so much.
He is special.